Welcome to winning-stl, where we have conversations about how St. Louis can best compete and win in the battle for talent, jobs, growth, and equity. Winning-stl is sponsored by the Hartford Small Business Insurance, and we're at the Pitch Athletic Club and Tavern, located at Union Station across from City Park Soccer Stadium. And today I'm absolutely thrilled to be speaking with ESPN play-by-play commentator and St. Louis's own Joe Buck. Joe's been the voice for big games in football and baseball for decades and has called 6 Super Bowls and 23 World Series. His voice is synonymous with important games and memorable calls. And today he's joining us to talk about his hometown. Joe, thank you so much for coming.
Ian, thank you. Yeah, this is great. This is fun. Thank you.
So Joe, you've reached the absolute top of your profession. You could live anywhere you want, and you live here. So why?
You know, it's a simple answer. This is just home. This is home to me, and I like being home. And, I travel a lot for all those things you just mentioned that I've done. And I love coming back here. And that is not something that's true only with me as an adult. I remember as a kid hating to leave St. Louis, whether it was summer camp or it was going to college. When I would drive home from Indiana University and I would see Busch Stadium lit up and downtown lit up, and I'm listening to my dad on the radio and Mike Shannon, I'm like, oh my God, it was it was like, it was an exhale. So for whatever the real reasons are, it just comforts me to be in St. Louis. So it's going to be hard if and ever I pull up stakes and my wife and my 2 boys move out of here. I just don't see that happening as we sit here right now.
Okay, so as a lifetime St. Louisan, what would you say, what do you feel the strengths of the region are? And maybe the things that we should be focusing on and maybe doubling down on?
Well, I mean, I think simply put, the people in this city are great. And you see it with the way they support whatever comes along in our town. And I see it from where we're sitting with the new soccer stadium right across. And it doesn't all have to be about sports. And don't think that everything in my mind is about sports, but even the Battlehawks and XFL, and you and I are talking just after opening day, and the pomp and circumstance of that, and the good feeling and the bringing together of people. I just think people here want to support any way they can, at any size that they can. So I'm always comforted and excited to talk about the people that make up this great city. What do we do well? I mean, I think any public event that comes here, it's almost like St. Louis wants to show how great it is all the time.
Agree.
And it's like, oh, really? Oh, we're going to have the XFL? Well, we're going to be the best damn XFL crowd ever. And I have people at ESPN that covers the XFL sending me article after article about how great the St. Louis people have been in the crowds.
Joe, sometimes when I'm talking to friends of mine that grew up here, or maybe not friends, but just people that grew up here, they might lament, hey, we used to have this, or St. Louis used to be that. And, I think there's a lot of things in the 20 years I've lived here that I think are better. I wonder, what do you think has improved in St. Louis, maybe from the time that you grew up?
I think the civic leadership has changed, and we are sitting across from this great new soccer stadium that the Taylor family stepped up. Restaurants have improved in this city, hospitals, and I don't know. Let me ask you, in your 20 years you've been here, what do you think we're better at than we were when you moved in?
Restaurants. I moved from Chicago, and I thought when I first moved here, it didn't seem to have that vibrancy, that dynamism as a restaurant scene.
I think there are little hidden jewels all over this city.
I think the beer scene, the craft brewery, the barbecue scene.
Union Station, for me, being a 53-year-old, oddly enough, with 4-year-old twin boys, going to the aquarium, going to the Ferris wheel, and what Bob O'Loughlin has done down here, I think is vitally important. And it's not all sports, but sports really helps.
And I have to say, Forest Park looks amazing. I get so much use out of that, so I have to add that.
It's awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's so many places in this city that if you make the effort, you're going to be really happy living in this city.
So you do travel all the time or frequently. What do you see in other cities that you think, man, St. Louis would really benefit by having that?
I see some of these downtowns that have businesses that have popped up, which is happening now around sports venues. And that's just what I see. That's what I'm exposed to.
Sure.
But I see that in Cincinnati. I see it in Indianapolis. It hosted a Super Bowl. With some of these opportunities we have, we can grow from here. And I'm not totally writing off the NFL ever again either.
Interesting.
Who knows where all that goes, but I see a lot of downtowns that seem to build out around these venues that bring people together, and I'd love to see it happen even more so here.
What would you really want to prioritize as a fix for St. Louis? That we need to improve this if we're going to compete. And that's really one of the themes of this series, is that we're in competition with these cities for jobs and for, talented people and all those things.
Yeah, to me, the ability to have people come here more directly from other cities through our airport would be a hell of a place to start. Getting a better flight schedule, please. Whoever I can plead to get more flights in and out of here that are direct would be awesome.
You've heard it here first.
Yeah, and then clearing way down here for newer buildings to be built and seeing cranes out and seeing, these structures that I see popping up in other cities popping up in downtown St. Louis. So I think some of that has to happen with cohesion between city and county.
Right.
Everybody I know in the county that live around me come down here for event after event after event, but then go zip right back to the county. When my dad was enlisted by the Cardinal ownership to try to sell a new Busch Stadium to the state government, what he was most excited about was Ballpark Village. And it took forever for that to actually come to fruition. Ballpark Village as it is now. They've got a great hotel there. They've got an apartment building. What my dad was hopeful for was more young people living in downtown St. Louis. And, having the ability to not even leave downtown St. Louis.
Right.
Go to the county for some things. Right. And just have a life down here. And so, to him, it was like, yeah, I don't really care about the luxury suites. I don't care about the view. Right. I care about bettering downtown. And that's why he went to bat for the Cardinal ownership. Ballpark Village is what got him excited, gets me excited. I've been down there many times. It's fantastic. The hotel is great. The food in that, I keep talking about food, but the food in that hotel's, the restaurant's outstanding. The apartment building, that's the stuff that has to happen more downtown to get younger people down here living. Younger than me, younger than 53, young people that build a life,
right.
Around the riverfront.
So, Joe, thank you again so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
I can't wait to see the comments. It's going to be awesome.
So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.